glass dildo, just styled.
Acrylic stand. The acrylic
With
risers.
a spotlight, a museum light.
With a cloche.
Yes.
I put mine under a cloche. Life as a mom, entrepreneur, wife, friend, and human is a lot. Join me, Katie Jacobs.
And me, Brandy Chandler, every Thursday as we have unfiltered, hilarious, and relatable conversations about the ups, the downs, and the chaos of it all.
Pour a glass and pull up a seat.
Because you're always welcome at our table.
Hi!
We made it.
Hello.
We made it. We have Donna Means in the house.
So happy to be here.
Oh my gosh.
So exciting.
We're so happy to have
what
you.
a privilege.
Donna, we're so excited to have you here.
Truly, thank you for having me.
One of my favorite stories to tell about you is you coming to a dinner party at my house, and I was going to be very adult, invite all these like great people and fabulous, and we sat down to eat, and the true icebreaker human that you are, we sat down and you said, "So who's had a threesome?"
Yeah.
And everyone just died laughing. And from there, the evening got so much better.
Yeah.
You have an innate ability to just like bring down the house, bring down all pretense, and just invite people to be themselves.
Yeah. Get to the beef.
Get to the
beef.
Well, I've never asked this, but did people answer?
I don't remember. I think so.
Honestly,
Maybe.
I honestly don't remember. Maybe like nervous laugh at first, but then
I don't even remember.
No one confessed, though.
no one confessed.
Okay.
No, that would have been even better.
What? I know. That's why I was curious.
I really don't remember. I really don't.
I don't either.
I think maybe we softly talked about it. Like I was like, Katie, have you never made out with a girl?
Oh yeah, I think we probably did
Something
have
like
that.
that.
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
it moved on.
And then it moved
Onward.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, as it needed to. But it was, I mean, it was just, it's such a great anecdote for who you are and how you're just able to be authentic in a situation that could potentially be a little stuffy or awkward. And I think it's one of the things we were like, we've got to have Donna on. I know it's one of the reasons, because you are so authentic and you are really and truly someone who's able to get people to be themselves.
Well, thank you.
Which is a superpower.
My mother-in-law, when I first met her, she made this comment. She said, "You are just unapologetically you." And I took that as an insult at first.
Oh.
But I take it as a compliment now.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And especially when I think in a time when people are so, they feel a need to identify as something because social media tells them they need to be this girly or this kind of woman or that kind of woman. And I think it's even harder than ever. I don't know if you guys would agree with me, to be authentically who you are.
Yes. Absolutely. I always feel like people have a public persona and a private persona. And I just wish we could all be our private selves. You know, just how much easier the world would be if we didn't have this false pretense of this public persona, and who we are privately, make that our public self.
Why do you think most people have two personas?
I think it is insecurity, like afraid of not being accepted or laughed at or judged, all the things.
Do you think living in the South, because people are, I think, more forward in their judgment. My friend actually observed this. She came over from Australia. She was like, I noticed like this, it's a little bit more overt judgment. Do you think that's part of it? Or do you think that's just worldwide?
I think it's worldwide. I really do. Because ironically, so both of my sons live on the West Coast, one in Los Angeles and one in Phoenix. And they both talk to me about how they feel like actually in the South, it's a little more authentic.
Okay.
Versus on the West Coast. So I think it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very, very. Yeah. Brandy, how do you know Donna?
I know Donna. I've just followed her career around town. So we'll get into your background in a minute, but you're a hairdresser in town and I've always just heard
salon
of Donna.
owner.
And I've always known you, Brandy. Remember when Lyric cut your hair? Because I was girl crushed on your haircut. Aww. It was so good.
She has
does such a good
the
job.
best hair.
Yeah, no, it's so
Brandy
good.
has the
that
best hair
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I've just followed you around and I've always been impressed. And just
vice
lovely.
versa. Vice versa.
One of the first times before Katie and I ever had the podcast, I walked into your salon one day, your current salon, and her husband was sitting in your chair. And I was like texting her angrily. I was like, I have been trying to get in Donna's chair for no less than 10 years.
And Katie's husband.
I walk in today and your husband.
JJ.
I mean, and he has beautiful hair, but it's not like he has
hair.
like long flowing locks or anything. He's
His
just a
hair's
regular
challenging,
man.
It is.
And the funny thing,
Bad haircut.
Katie, his wife, finally won because we would give him keratin treatments and she would vomit every time he came back because I had to blow it out.
He
in
looks
straight
like the guy, the creepy guy from Yellowstone, the
Where
bad
it's
brother.
slick.
It was like
yeah.
just, and I couldn't look at him for 2 days. I was like,
Yes.
oh my God, I can't look at you. You're like the creepy skeezy brother from Yellowstone.
And JJ will be like, I'm kind of digging it. Yeah.
Of course.
Of course. But
And
did
actually, I
anything
will
you
say
did.
it looked, after like 3 daes, it looked really nice because it just had a wave.
yeah.
And it's a little unruly.
But he's
without it,
off the
but
keratin now.
I think he might need it again.
I want a picture of the after keratin.
I will show you one. It's, I don't know. I'm like, ugh. I don't know what it
I
does.
like it.
You do?
I like it. I do.
Okay.
But I love that Christopher Walken, like Conan O'Brien, like obnoxious pompadour.
Pompadour.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
A good pompadour.
Kramer, a little Kramer action.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Listen up, baddies. Our Patreon is growing like crazy. If you're loving the podcast, it's a phenomenal way to hear more exclusive content, including our monthly catch-ups, which are absolutely hilarious, uncut episodes, shorts, and coming very soon, interviews and more content piggybacking off of our most loved episodes. We can assure you we are unfiltered and maybe even a little feral. So go to the Linktree on our Instagram page at Podcast She Did What to get straight to our Patreon and join today. Remember, if you join as an executive baddie, you'll get an episode's shout out as well. We can't wait for you baddies to see this extra content. Donna, tell us about how your story is so interesting, which is another reason we wanted you on here. Tell us about you, like your history.
Okay. From
Wherever you want to start.
Okay.
How about that?
So I was born and raised in San Diego, California. I think I'll jump straight to, I think, what people are most interested in. Or not interested, maybe surprised. So I got pregnant on prom night. Was not my first time having sex, but I did get pregnant that night specifically. And had my daughter before I graduated high school. And I was dual enrolled in a cosmetology school. So you had the option of going to a trade school or a college. I went to cosmetology school. And so from there, my parents made me, I was 100% on my own. I had to pay rent, etc. And I was on welfare for 2 years until I graduated cosmetology school. And I went to a fabulous school in Central California, actually, because my dad had moved. And I had a mentor there. Charles Stevenson was his name. And he died of AIDS many years ago. But he was this elegant gay man who was huge in the industry, like in the 1960s. And he just saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And he encouraged me to start at the top. He's like, go to Beverly Hills, drive down there. Let's just start there. And I walked into the first salon, which was Frederick Fekkai in Beverly Hills, and I was hired on the spot. I had to do an apprenticeship, an assistantship for a year, but that was great. And that was just the start of my career.
That would be the equivalent today of walking into who's like the top, who's like the most well-known stylist. Like
So the landscape has changed so much.
Yeah.
So there's so many
media.
there's so many individual amazing people. I would say, God, I don't even know of a powerhouse place, Edward Tricomi. That's in New York.
it's the equivalent of walking in to the creme de la creme. Frederick Fekkai
The top.
at this point was probably one of the most well-known
Yes.
salon owners and hairstylists in the world.
Yeah,
I mean, he had his own product line.
He was the first to have
shows.
like global salons like
Right.
Paris,
Yes.
Milan, New York,
For
all over,
some of
all
our
over the
younger
country.
listeners that might not.
Yeah, I mean, how like ballsy this was. So can we back up? So you get pregnant, and then did your parents ask you to move out because you said you were paying rent?
No, they did not. I stayed with them, but I had to get on welfare. I think I paid my mom and dad like $300 a month.
Oh wow,
For literally room and board.
right.
But that was a lot of rent then.
It was.
That was not easy rent.
No, it wasn't. But they made me have skin in the game, and my mom was, of course, the primary caregiver for my daughter, and it was huge. It was a huge thing. And they've always been those parents, though, that
Kind of help you help yourself.
Yes. And it was really tough at the time, but I'm so grateful for it. So grateful.
Like when you said you were only on welfare for 2 years, I think that's pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
For a 16-year-old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was 17 at the time, not 17.
Still.
Yeah.
Oh damn, never mind.
I sound like I'm in high school right now. Like I'm 17.
I was 17
No,
and 3 months.
It's remarkable. It is. And then
Hindsight, looking at it, it was,
your mentor, can you, so did he just sort of choose you, or
Yeah.
do you think you chose each other?
Maybe a little of that. Yeah. I've always had a very strong work ethic. And I feel like I've learned this in my later life and later career. I would say 90% of people are totally content with half-assing things.
Yep.
And 10% are not. Like even on my worst day, I can't half-ass anything. If I'm going to half-ass, I just don't go to work.
Right.
And I tell my employees that too. Like if you can't bring 100%, please just stay home. But I literally can't. I can't fill up an ice tray half-ass. Like I can't do anything half-ass.
And you were that way even as beginning
At 17.
your career. Yeah.
And he is the one who recognized that and pointed that out in me. And yeah, and I've always been this way too. So this was in 1989, and his name was Charles Stevenson. So I would always ask hard-hitting questions of him too, like from the beginning. Like what's it like being a gay man? What was it like being gay in the 60s? Were you open about it? How many times have you been in love?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've always had that.
Curiosity.
Yeah. That is kind of, for those of you who are listening and don't know Donna, that is kind of your signature, is like someone will sit down with you and you're like, all right, how many partners have you had that you've orgasmed with? And you're just like,
What?
Yeah.
hang on, let me take a sip of my coffee
But
and let's dive in.
It's 8:15.
you're such a genuine conversationalist, though. That's what I told
sincerely-
Katie.
Yes.
I sincerely love people, and I sincerely want to know everything about
I also think you specifically pick up on what people might like,
Hold back.
and like need to
But
talk about.
And you prod them in a very kind and loving way that gets them talking, not to be nosy.
It's true.
Yeah.
Like I've eavesdropped on many conversations in the salon because you have a young teenager in your chair, a child, an older woman, and you are talking to them all so well. And I'm just in awe of your skill of being able to talk to people. It's such a talent.
Well, thanks. I especially love the elderly. I say elderly because I'm right up there with them. But I recently had like an 82-year-old woman come in. Her daughter brought her in, and she wanted her to have an updated look, etc. And immediately the daughter was trying to tell me what she thinks needed to happen. And the mother was like, listen, I'm a grown woman. I'm going to make this decision with her. And so when she walked away, I don't know what happened, but I was like, do you and your husband still French kiss?
What a great question, though.
that is such a good question.
And they do.
I think that's very interesting because we've
Yeah.
gone through phases of not and going back to French kissing.
Frenching, yeah.
Because we've been married a long
Frenching.
time.
Oh my God,
Do you?
Still call
Frenching.
it Frenching?
Do you?
Yeah, but
Katie?
not like often.
Yeah.
Just like during, special
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it's just
Special
during
occasion.
special times.
Yeah.
Special times.
Women of a certain age, couples of a certain age, French kissing.
Still French kissing.
Still French kissing.
Still French in it.
That is interesting.
I think that's good, though.
It is the breath changes, though. Have you ever smelled
And
older
nose
people's
hair.
breath?
Ew. Do you French kiss?
Yes, but only special times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Special occasion. I don't
Yes.
like we don't wake up and French kiss
No.
or go to bed and French kiss. God.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, please
that's
hit me
mine.
melatonin. That is wild.
I know.
So did
Yeah.
she like her hair?
She loved her hair. She loved her hair.
Tell
And I always like to ask them also if they've like smoked weed.
I know. I love that.
And
older people?
yeah, if they did now or in their youth. And most of the time, the answer is no on that one.
Really?
But they're open to it.
Oh.
My
Edibles.
Wiser Than Me friend group partake in quite a few things.
Yeah.
Really?
That's interesting.
Maybe it's part of that joy practice we were talking about.
So we were getting your rundown. We got through working at Frederick Fakai. I was scared I was going to say that wrong. And what after that?
Oh, God. Okay. So, what after that? Sadly, I got mixed up in a lot of illegal drugs, talking about drugs. And
Nice segue. For
yeah.
us. We didn't even know that was
Speaking
coming.
of,
the service industry, hairdressers in
Yes.
the 90s, very fast paced life. And I got wildly sidetracked and actually lost everything I had, including custody of my children for a year.
Oh
I
my
went
gosh.
to rehab
wow.
and have been drug free for now 31 years. So
That's great.
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the bottom. That was the very bottom. And at that point, my dad had retired from the military and moved to South Georgia, which was my mother's home place. And so out of rehab, I moved there because I have to start over, complete change of scenery. Moved with my children, got my children, and started over in Waycross, Georgia, literally from Beverly Hills
Wow.
to
Waycross.
Waycross, Georgia.
What an adjustment.
It was a huge adjustment, but it was really such a pivotal time and a life-saving time. Like it really pumped the brakes, and it was good. It was good to just recalibrate and just be quiet for a while.
And you were still young, very young,
I
right?
was 24.
Wow.
24.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. How many times have you been married?
Twice.
Twice.
Mhm.
Okay. How many times have you been in love?
3 times. Three.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How many times have you been in love?
I don't know. Once.
Just once.
Bullshit.
How about you?
I think I've been fallen in love probably twice, but been deeply in love once.
Yeah.
We have
I don't
to say
know.
that.
How about this? The best sex you've ever had, was it with one of these people that you loved?
Yeah.
For sure.
Mine is not. Really? Are you playing it safe?
No.
You're being sincere.
Ask
She's-
Katie.
Listen, the things I hear off camera.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
It's my husband.
That's lovely. But I'm figuring that out. Yes, you're so lucky.
It's Tom from
I know, I'm
Patreon.
a very lucky girl. It's my face, right?
A little bit.
That's amazing.
What about you?
No, I mean the very best sex I ever had was like a one night thing.
Oh, really? I think that's
memorable.
rare.
Wow.
Oh, it was fantastic, but not sustainable. You just can't
Yeah,
live like
sure.
that.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's cool now, but
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Do you
Just
have
like
a
a
secret
one-night.
box?
What does that mean?
So we've talked about it on
What's
our
a secret
episodes
box?
before. My friends and my box is not full. I just received my actual box for my birthday, but they have secret boxes in their room. And if something happens to them, we are supposed to go get the box before their parents find it.
What is in said box?
I'm not sure, but I'm assuming sex toys.
Oh,
And paraphernalia, probably.
Yeah, just anything they wouldn't want
items
their parents to find.
or your kids, or
do you think I have a secret box?
Yes.
No.
Really?
She's like, no, I have a secret room.
No, no.
She's like, I have a swing
No.
and a chain.
No, none of that.
Have you ever been in a sex swing?
No, I'm okay. I'll try anything twice, but I am not into that. I'm not that kind of kink.
Yeah, me either. I mean, I would swing in it with my clothes on just to swing in it.
Yes.
But I
Just to
would,
test it out.
yeah.
Yes.
Just to get a little feel. Not unclothed.
No.
The reason I thought about the box is my friend is flying today for a little
And you're on.
special week. She's like, I had to move the box. And she told us where it was because her mother-in-law is staying at her house this week. So she kind of moved it to a little more secretive spot.
So I had my luggage searched when we went, when we were coming back from Mexico. I
What'd you
think
have in
because
there?
of
You
some
You
stuff.
travel with
Sometimes,
secrets?
yeah.
Okay,
We're on
okay.
vacation. You don't need anything else.
I mean, you can. Judgy. Damn. You don't know what I had.
I am.
You don't know what was in there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just,
Maybe you were smuggling stuff back.
Maybe I was. Maybe I got something on the beach,
Ooh, yeah. You got some. Yes.
You know?
You got that Mexican, the like donkey paraphernalia. in
Yeah.
Mexico.
Yeah. Look at Brandy's face.
That's what I hear is really big there.
Really? We had a whole conversation we might have to have at the end of this and put on Patreon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
About,
thinking we need to.
Okay, let's
Move this to
table
Patreon.
and then let's move it behind a paywall.
Yeah, we say stuff behind the paywall.
For some reason, it feels safer. I don't know.
I
why.
am not going to hide anything in my home either. No.
No.
Well, we did. My friends and I did designate just a few weeks ago. Like, if you have a 2-3 night hospital visit, we still go get the box. Like how? Like at first it was just death. Go get the box. Now it's designated to if my parents might be trying to find my pajamas. You should go
Really?
find the box.
Mm.
I don't know what's in the box.
You don't even have anything in yours.
I just have a cardboard box that they gave me
It's
for
just
my
so
birthday.
boring. Let's go to
trash.
Mexico. I'll bring you back some.
That's probably it. I've not been to Mexico yet.
All right. So you moved to Waycross.
Moved to Waycross, yes.
Great conversationalist. We're
Yes.
just
I don't know what you would have in the box. That is such a secret.
I'll see if they'll give me the contents and I'll send
Or just a
them.
hint. Like I like a game. Like I like a challenge. Just can we
Yeah,
have the
okay.
first letter?
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. That's funny to me.
That would be some good Patreon content.
Yeah.
What's in the
What's
box?
in your box? Yeah.
But you don't
fun.
have a box. You just have the stuff.
Yeah, just have my stuff.
Just out and about in the house.
In a
I mean,
drawer.
it's not out and about.
I was
it's
like,
not
I've
like
been to your house. Maybe I should have looked more.
styled on the coffee table.
Styled, yes.
Snuck in the
Can you imagine?
bookshelves.
Like a book
Like a
stand,
glass
book holder.
dildo, just styled.
Acrylic stand. The acrylic
With
risers.
a spotlight, a museum light.
With a cloche.
Yes.
I put mine under a cloche.
What's a cloche?
They're like
The
those
glass
glass
domes.
domes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I put it in a cloche. Listen up, baddies. Our Patreon is growing like crazy. If you're loving the podcast, it's a phenomenal way to hear more exclusive content, including our monthly catch-ups, which are absolutely hilarious, uncut episodes, shorts, and coming very soon, interviews, and more content piggybacking off of our most loved episodes. We can assure you we are unfiltered and maybe even a little feral. So go to the Linktree on our Instagram page at Podcast She Did What to get straight to our Patreon and join today. Remember, if you join as an executive baddie, you'll get an episode shout out as well. We can't wait for you baddies to see this extra content.
Baddies, we have a new executive baddie on board. Welcome, Haley. We super appreciate all of our executive baddies. And if you want to join us, all you have to do is go to Patreon.
All right, back to Waycross.
Yes, Waycross.
Okay, let's get back to it.
And so how did you end up in Athens?
So I was in Waycross, I think, for 3 years, and I met my now husband there. And
What was Billy doing there?
So he was married for 13 years and went through a divorce and came to the University of Georgia. He had a landscaping business and went back to school to be a landscape architect.
Oh,
So
cool.
That's
Wow.
what brought us here. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then
And he asked me to move with him, and I said, I'm not moving without being married. I have a kid, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so we did it.
How do you feel like you changed from the version of you that was living in Beverly Hills to the version of you who moved to Waycross?
That's a good question. I think I'm still that same person because today, 52 years old, I daily battle with the decision not to do drugs. Like it's a daily thing.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So I'm still that person. I don't, is it weird to say I really don't feel like I've changed that much? I think I'm still the same person.
No, I
No.
think that's normal.
Yeah, no.
But
I mean,
learning
I'm
how to
wiser.
deal with addiction was
For sure.
probably the biggest.
Wiser. Yes, absolutely. Wiser. And I've just learned a lot more self-control,
Yeah.
you know?
Do you still battle self-control?
Absolutely. I have a very unhealthy relationship with money that I actively work on. And yeah, that's probably about it.
What is that's really interesting. You've owned a business for how many 13 years?
Yeah.
13 years of your salon DM3. How has that played a part in your professional life?
So I am paid just like every employee I have. I make a commission and my husband handles all things financial. So I have an American Express and I get a little draw from the salon and that's about it. So that's how I learned to be within the parameters.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's how
if
you
I-
had to set
yeah.
yourself up.
Absolutely. Because if I,
But even as a hairdresser, before you owned your own salon, you're kind of running yourself as a business too.
Yeah.
So you've had a lot of time
Yeah.
to experience things there.
lots of cash, just
Yeah.
managing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
is hard.
I can see that. Yeah. I can
So-
see that being, iffy.
Yeah.
And then you started
Yeah.
working at Bob?
No, when I first moved here, I, for a minute, like literally a week, worked at this tiny place on the east side called It's All About You. Or All About You. All About You.
Lynn,
Jill.
Jill. Oh,
Mm.
do you know about mine and Jill's relationship?
No.
We'll talk about that offline.
Okay, the most
Patreon.
Patreon, the most unprofessional thing I've ever done in my life. I
Was
left
this when they had the prom shop too?
Yes, I left a note on a Post-it note that I was quitting because I want you to envision this. So even in Waycross, when I lived in Waycross, I was making fantastic money because it was wild. People were coming from St.
I was going
Simon's.
to say you're the
and
hottest thing to
Jacksonville.
hit Waycross.
Yes, but Jacksonville, like the surrounding areas. So I went from making a really good living to working at All About You on the east side. I think my first paycheck, I did like 3 brow waxes and it might have been $26. So I left a Post-it note quitting in the middle of the night
On the door?
And I will
on the
say,
station. It was awful.
Yeah.
What did it
But then
say?
I went to City Salon.
Oh, yeah. I remember
And
seeing this.
then from City Salon to Dree and Company, and then Dree
Yeah.
and Company to Bob, where I was at Bob for 6 years, and then to my place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I will say,
Like
as
dying to
someone who
know
lived
stories.
in Athens this whole time, that was a weird time. There wasn't like if that was right when City Salon started, there wasn't like a
Yes.
big dominating salon then.
There
It was a
wasn't.
lot because I remember I used to get my hair done in Greenville, and I was like, I
Oh.
can't get my hair done. I didn't trust anyone in Athens, so that was a weird time. And then like all you big players that are here today came on the scene, and now I feel like we have a good hair game.
Yeah,
We have a really good hair game.
and we were all started at City Salon.
Yeah, that's right.
With Diana. She was really the one who came and changed, I think, the hair game in Athens.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is she still here?
No, she lives in Huntington Beach now, and
Okay.
she's a realtor and
Oh.
does hair on the side as well.
Oh,
But
very
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, she's really cool.
Can you talk about your perfectionism? You touched on it earlier, and that's something I think that's really interesting because Brandy and I were talking about this and how we can have this tendency, because I think we're all three of us sitting here perfectionists, like feel disappointed in others,
Yes.
disappointed in
Constantly.
disappointed in ourselves. Probably, if I had to guess, as JJ has said to me before, like, I don't need to be hard on you. You're your own worst critic. I don't know if you guys have heard that before. But just sort of living in this space of like, how has that affected you and your life, and how do you sort of deal with it day to day?
I think it's a yin and yang. I think it has really catapulted me to the place I am in my career and honed the skills that I have. However, the yang of it would be unrest and irritation, wildly irritated by others. And I'm a horrible communicator, believe it or not. Like, I'm one great one-on-one, but I feel like as an employer or someone who has expectations of another person, we're going to have one conversation about it. Because that's all I require. Like, if you ask me one time, that's all it's going to take. Where I think the common or average person needs to hear something 21 times, I think they say. Physicians.
So what happens at the second time?
Irritated. Third time, irate.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
Yeah.
Can you relate?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just have to learn to be more forgiving and a little more lenient. And that's just really hard. It's really hard. And that is not a self-righteous thing by any stretch. Like, I don't think I'm better than anybody or I do something better than someone. I just expect the same level of commitment and
That's it.
That's it. And I think it does read, because of the names I've been called, I think it does read, she's a diva, she's this, she's that, she's, you know, and it's like, no, this is just, I see the fault in myself of perfectionism. It is more bothersome to live in my brain than to walk around near me. Trust me. You know what I mean? Because I'm probably holding back 85% of what I actually want to say.
I
Completely.
tell my family when they're like, you've been so mean. I'm like, if you only knew all the things that I held in. And I was so proud of myself for not letting them out.
I did good.
I was like, oh my goodness. I'm glad I'm not the only person.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know, another thing, the older I get, the more of a feminist I become, because there are so many men that we hold at such high regard for being perfectionists, and we think they're just strong leaders.
Oh, strong leaders. But you're a bitch.
We're a total bitch.
You're such a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, she's such a bitch.
Such a bitch.
I have said this so many times. If I were a man, no one would say what they say about me. I would be a badass. I would be the best at what I do.
Yes.
A woman is controlling.
Yes.
A man is just, a good leader.
And take charge.
Yeah.
Take charge. Don't you love that?
Charge.
Have you ever been called take charge?
Never.
Never.
Controlling? Yes. Bitch? Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all look at me. I'm like,
we're like, Brandy's like, yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I hate it too. I hate it too. And it really has always bothered me that standard is okay for women to be labeled and called and,
I know.
Sort of.
And it's such a mystery, because Billy has always said if he had a vagina, he would rule the world. And I really think all men think that we hold that power and yield that power, which I think we do. But where is it lost?
Well, and a lot of times I feel like women, because we do so much that isn't seen and recognized, that holds all these pieces together. Sometimes I feel like women don't even want the title or the recognition, because we're already doing the work. Like, I don't need a title to tell myself I'm, and so I think that's a lot of the difference. I think the men want the title.
That's an ego thing.
Yeah.
Yes. They do want they do want a title.
But if you're already doing the work, you're like, well, what does the title matter?
Right. Right.
Unless it comes with a paycheck.
I just want the check.
I want the check.
I want the check.
Then I
Give me
might
the
take
check.
a title. So you've had a very long career in the same career.
Yes.
Did you ever feel tempted to leave? Were you ever bored or frustrated enough to leave? How did you maintain?
So people are never boring, so I see a new person every hour. And so that really never gets boring. And I've always said, if I feel like I can do everything, it's time for me to retire. Like, I'm constantly learning, constantly going to trade shows, et cetera. But yeah, there was a season that I wanted to be a maitre d' at a restaurant.
Oh, when was this?
Loosely looked into it. Probably around maybe like 10 years ago.
That's so specific.
I know.
Because we would be perfectly suited in this, because, the utensils exactly.
Yeah. Like
an
in
inch.
town? Like nowhere
Oh
here.
no, yeah, I would have to move, and you actually have to become a sommelier first. Like it's
Oh, that
quite the
seems
process,
fun, though.
and they really don't make that much money.
No, they don't.
Mm-mm. And but it's a high pressure, high specific, detailed oriented job.
Yeah, I'd be good at that.
I think it would be fantastic. But the money and the time, and
Yeah.
I couldn't do
Also, you work at night and
it. You work at night,
and
holidays,
the
weekends.
environment.
and the environment. Yes,
I worked at the Charleston Grill and the Charleston Place Hotel when I was in college.
lots of
and
drugs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a whole thing.
Mhm.
You
I'm
have to be
convinced
cut out
Brandy's
for it.
Charleston days are like a whole
That's a whole.
dark time that she doesn't talk about.
They weren't.
We're gonna get it out of her.
They were great. I loved it.
I know, and she doesn't say it. She's like, "It's just great. It was great. I love Charleston. It was great." I'm like, what happened?
I had a great time.
She had a great
I had the
time.
full college experience.
And that's all you get. That's it.
That's it.
Yep. And then I married my husband, and life began.
Put that in the box.
I know.
That story.
I might
Stories.
have had a box in college. I don't know.
Donna, have you had a midlife crisis or a midlife reclaiming, or have you gone feral in midlife at any point?
Mm.
You get to pick. Choose your own adventure.
Okay, what are my choices again?
A midlife crisis.
Okay.
A midlife reclaiming, or going feral in midlife specifically.
And feral
Oh.
as in a good way. You just fully yourself, just
It
living.
can be bad too if you want.
You could like ravage a convenience store. Either way.
I think at any moment, all three can pop off. Yeah. I feel them brewing, all of them.
You're brewing
you're
all of them?
brewing.
Brewing all of them, probably. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Stay tuned,
Yes, I'm
listeners.
excited.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're brewing all three.
Yes.
We are very
Yes.
interested in the midlife,
Yeah.
like change. I don't feel we don't feel like it's mostly not a crisis anymore. It's more of a redo. Like I'm changing
Yeah.
my life.
I think men have the crises.
Yes.
And I think women, you're exactly right, have a change.
Yeah.
Yes. A change, a reclaiming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, this no longer serves me.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
hmm
And you feel like you're in that right now.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
That's a loaded yes.
Yes.
The way the
Yeah.
eyes on that.
Seriously,
It's an
keep
exciting-
us updated.
It's an exciting-
We love
yes.
talking about this.
Yeah.
You gotta
Anything,
let it play out. A
anything like specific that you feel like is charging this, or just a need for change in general?
I honestly, as fruity as this sounds, I feel like the universe has completely pushed me into it because I've been entertaining it for a long time, but all the stars have lined up,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to go feral.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
We love feral.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, and I think like for you, Brandy, when you talked about it, I feel something brewing. I don't know.
Yeah.
My brew, I'm at the like I feel like we just filled up the water of the coffee maker and like hit the go button. So percolation has not started yet, but I think there's something about to happen. Like I feel the need for change, you know?
Yeah.
But nothing's lining up yet.
Personal change, professional change, both.
I think just everything. I just think you start to feel, but I think I've got the wisdom being 41 to know that this sort of thing takes time.
Yeah.
Well,
That
and you're
pushing
personal,
into it can't, like, you just kind of have to wait for things to line up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
be
your
patient a
personal
little.
and your professional are so intertwined.
Yes.
It almost has to go together.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
There's not a lot of
Right.
separation there.
Like,
And
I don't
that's
know
how
what
we
that
were,
is,
too.
but again, it's just when you start to feel something brewing.
yeah,
and the
that's how it
calling.
starts.
Yeah. And I mean, and then you're sort of
starts.
Brandy on the other side of it where you felt that. And then you
Yeah.
just finally like it had
We've made a lot of changes, but we have
Yeah.
nothing figured out.
your brew was done. You were ready.
Don't take my advice. We still have to add our creamer and stuff.
Are you afraid?
No.
No. You feel secure in all the change.
Secure in the change, yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I could use a lottery win right now.
Okay.
I would feel better then.
Don't worry, I put that check in yesterday.
Thanks, Katie. Yeah. So
Oh my gosh.
that was how we kind of knew it was all the signs were leading to the yes, this
Yes.
is what you need to do, because we felt a lot of peace about it. And we felt like that was, we don't know the answers. We don't know what we're going to do, but it's time to take the leap and stop what we were doing.
And
Yes.
so you think the peace is the
The
portion
piece
where you
for
know.
me, yes.
We sort of
was-
talked about that a little
yeah.
in Feral. Yeah.
Was definitely.
Are you at a peace point, or are you at a like full, just like I'm gonna blow shit up point?
I'm not at a peace point yet. I'm in an exciting planning point.
Okay.
How about
Okay.
that?
Yeah, I
and,
like it.
Are
And
you and Billy doing this together? Because Josh and I had conjoint midlife crises /
really?
ferals.
Are you going feral at the same time as Billy?
I think he's been feral for quite some time. He's
Born feral.
7 years my senior. Not that that's anything, but he's been spiraling for a long time.
Did you buy a sports car?
No,
He's not that kind of
no. But he has been contemplating matching dirt bikes with his best friend in Florida, which is very
Okay, well, that feels-
Brokeback Mountain. I think.
That feels right. That feels midlife. Okay. All right. That answers it.
That's a sweet little midlife.
What does relaxation look like at this point in your career?
Oh, so my therapist recently had me describe what is your perfect day. What does your perfect day look like? So my perfect day is a relaxing day. It's me sleeping until 7, going to Dunkin' Donuts, coming home, watering my grass by hand.
So specific.
Very
Donna.
specific.
How long did it take you to think of all these things?
This is just like
You just knew?
I've had this day, and it's my relaxing day.
Oh, okay.
And it's my perfect day. So after I water the grass, I go to Pilates,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to go to the grocery store and come home and I'm going to cook. And that's so relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a great
Doesn't
day.
that sound lovely?
Yeah.
That sounds really nice.
Parking it on the couch,
Mm-hmm.
probably around 6.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love dinner and
Yeah.
then just a couch park
Yes.
early
Mhm.
and then in bed early.
Little online shopping,
Yeah. I like your Isabel Morales shoes, by the way.
going to bed
Oh.
8-ish.
Yeah. 8-ish.
8-ish.
Wake up rested. It's the holy grail.
That's it. That's relaxation.
Wow, I feel relaxed hearing
Isn't that
I
nice?
know.
Isn't that
We
nice?
should offer this service. Just listen to my relaxing day.
Just listen.
You'll feel better.
You will.
What do you guys do to relax?
I don't relax.
You don't ever?
No, I do.
Yeah. I like to read. I like to be outside when it's not hot.
I still
Yeah.
can't figure out how Brandy has as much time to read as she does. She's like, I get up just at 5 and I read. I'm like, well, that's
I love to read before everyone else gets up.
Before.
I got
Isn't
up
that
at 5
wild?
this morning and I just
Wow.
like turned on Dateline, read a little bit. of
That's like my
book.
night. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh, I
but
do
that's
that
your
at
wake
night,
up.
too.
That's your wake
Yeah,
up.
that's
Well,
your
not
wake up. Isn't that
always, but if I wake up before everybody else, that's like icing on the cake.
Do you do audibles or no?
I do.
I say I'm an audible person.
I do edibles as well.
Look,
I'm just kidding.
I take edibles. Yeah,
I was like, did she say audible?
both. The
I heard an edible.
audiobooks.
Yeah, got it. Okay. What would you tell 20s, 30s, and 40-year-old self?
No one is actually thinking about you.
I love that one.
Yeah. No one really thinking about you. They don't care. Move on. Yeah. Get over yourself. Yeah. That's a really,
Get over yourself.
and yeah, I just wish you knew you had the power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's nothing you can't do.
I love it. I love that.
Mhm.
Years ago, someone said 90% of the time, it is not about you. Like in the best
Oh,
way,
yeah.
in the best way.
Mm.
Like if someone's behavior is a certain way or something has happened or you feel wrong, 90% of the time, it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's liberating.
It is liberating. Yeah,
For sure.
I think so. That's great advice.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, who's been a great teacher to you, like overall throughout your life? Who do you think has taught you the most?
You know what? That's a really hard question. One of the probably top 3 reasons I love my career so much, I learn from every single person. I mean, literally every single human I come in contact with, I get a golden nugget of something.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for me to pinpoint that down because it's been a host of people.
Your
Mhm.
clients.
Yeah.
What is something you no longer put up with at this point in your life?
Mm. Really just meanness.
Mm.
Yeah. Racism,
Mm-hmm.
meanness, people who litter.
I hate when people litter.
Millie
Hate.
will call out a litter bug.
Good.
Same.
Good.
Mhm.
Why?
It
So
makes me
gross.
so mad. It is the most despicable act.
Especially like the truck with all of the stuff flying off of it.
There
just
are
like
garbage
piece
cans
after
everywhere.
piece
People that
after piece.
throw.
It's like, clean
Have
the
you ever seen
truck
just
out.
people throw takeout out their window?
Take
No.
out?
Oh, I've seen that happen so many times, and I saw it the other day. This guy took his like Sonic cup and just threw it out the window.
I will.
And I
throw,
thought
like,
about
my
driving him
apple
off the
or my
road.
banana peel out, and it still sets Millie off.
Oh, now I do throw produce out.
And that's what I'm like, Millie, it'll rot. It's
Yes.
okay. And she's like, I don't know about this.
Number one. I don't know how I feel about it. Number one peeve.
Yeah.
Cigarette butts.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll say something at a stoplight over that one.
Will you really?
Ooh.
Are you scared to get shot?
No.
Oh, I 100% am.
Are you?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, me too. I'm scared of
Really?
people. People
I
are
could
so
very
unhinged.
naturally road rage, except I'm scared someone's going to shoot me.
2024, I think, is a terrifying year to speak up. People are so unhinged.
Mhm.
I feel like they're just waiting. They're throwing that cigarette butt like,
Yeah.
test me, bitch.
Yeah,
Say
bowing
something.
up.
I
Bowing
just,
up.
just test me today.
And no one's telling jokes either.
No one's telling jokes. You're
Because they're
right.
scared of
Because everyone's
offending.
scared, and that's the
Mhm.
worst. That's the worst. I miss a
Yeah.
joke. I miss a good joke.
Oh, a good joke. Do
Yeah.
you like a dirty joke?
Uh,
Yeah,
what do you
it's
think?
you.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I miss a good joke.
Mhm.
I like all jokes.
I think people are so scared to
They are.
you know,
Yeah.
offend. You know what I mean? Like you just feel like you can't say anything.
To be their private selves.
Yeah.
Everyone's afraid.
Mm-hmm.
But dying to be their private self.
dying to be.
Mhm.
Maybe that's part of that, like being a little unhinged. Everyone is so just kind of fighting a battle of like being their real, true, authentic selves.
Yes. You guys reached out to me originally to ask if I would do this podcast. I was in Best Buy.
Yeah.
Talk about unhinged.
Tell what happened.
Yeah.
A disgruntled Best Buy customer was unhappy about some kind of customer service he received.
We didn't know that part.
I didn't know that
We
part.
just
Oh,
knew
yes.
the action.
Grown man. I'm standing up there waiting to check out with my Apple Watch, and he pulls his pants down and pooed.
You saw it?
Yes, by the phone cases.
You watched this man poo.
Yes, and the most
So
fast-
he did pull down his pants.
yes,
Because my friends and I were very curious about how the poo got
She
on
has
the
been
floor.
reliving this
Squatted.
story.
I wanted to know all the details.
pushed it out. Like clearly he had to go.
So
'cause
it wasn't like a liquid diarrhea emergency situation.
No, it was solid, and he clearly was crowning. And just
It's called prairie dogging. He
prairie
was
dogging, growing a tail, and he just made the call. He's like,
This is the time.
I'm not going to the bathroom. Did it.
What was he mad about?
Some customer service interaction.
How old was he?
He was probably in mid-40s, grown
Let's
man.
just say one more time.
grown
this was
man.
a man,
Aust-
not a woman.
Australian accent.
Oh.
Could have been New Zealand. I don't know.
What
I
a
was guessing redneck.
No.
Oh, I'm very surprised.
No. And can I tell you that this is how weird I am? You know what the most fascinating part was? The manager immediately said, "Someone go get cat litter."
I thought you made that part up.
No, that's true. And
There is a pet store.
There
next
is a
door.
pet
There is
store.
a pet store.
And I said,
He
"Oh,
must
that's-"
have cats.
I said, "That's fascinating. Why the cat litter?" And he's like, "I don't know, to control the odor." I was like, "That's brilliant."
Well, you know, they in like
That's
auto
why that
shops,
person earns
they
their
use
keep as the manager of the Best Buy.
They use the cat
Yeah.
litter to like absorb the oil.
Oh.
So I can see multiple.
What happened? So you watch.
I got 20% off my watch too, which you never get 20% anything
The
off
next
Apple
time
products.
Jonathan lies and you do it, you need to poop. You should just do it right here.
You should just pop a squat.
Wait, so
Let's work out a deal.
what happened after? Was everyone just like shocked?
The guy darted out. They put up like the
Oh,
orange.
the guy
cones.
left.
The guy left.
He got away with this.
Mhm.
Do you-
He
Did
made,
they call the cops?
No, not to my knowledge.
how?
I was
he
only
just-
there-
He drops and then pulls up trow again. And
No
then just books
wiping.
it?
He was mumbling something, like probably some obscenities, and yeah, no wiping, no paper products. It was by the
Even
where
a
the phone
sock?
cases are.
Nothing.
Did he?
No, that would
did
have been
he
smart.
Look like if you saw him in an aisle, would you be like, "This
No.
guy's about to defecate"?
No.
So
Average
did he
guy.
look like he had a job?
Yeah, I'm as basic as you could be. Great.
Because this was during the workday.
Oh, it was like a Tuesday.
This was like, yeah,
it was midday.
Yeah, this was
gray t-shirt, jeans, some Merrells, just like your
Normal dude.
like a guy.
normal dude. Mm-hmm.
And he had enough.
How many other people were observing this?
Maybe like 4.
Okay, so this
is
is not
so
Best Buy like
wild.
on a Saturday.
No,
It
it's
was
not.
just
It's not
packed.
super packed.
Were people looking at each other like, oh my God.
Yeah, just kind of taking it
Did
in.
you
like,
laugh out loud?
No, I think I said, "Whoa, he's doing it," something like that. And just stared. I probably was the only one staring.
No, I would have like pulled out my phone because
Yeah.
no one would have believed this.
He's doing it.
He's
That's
doing
such a Donna thing to say.
And
He's going for it.
Yeah.
He's going.
and they were like, "We are so sorry. We are so sorry. You know, sorry you had to witness that." I was like, "Can I get
Wow.
a discount?"
I mean, can you
Wow.
imagine? I would not work there anymore.
No.
I would be like, that's it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Post it on the
That's
desk.
So what was so funny is when you were sending us this text, your text said, someone just pooped in the floor at Best Buy. The manager went to get cat litter. I thought you meant someone just farted and it smelled really bad. And you were
Oh.
joking about the cat.
And I was like, no, I
No.
think she's serious because I'm pretty sure this feels real.
Yeah.
But also that like mid conversation, it was like, someone just pooped in Best Buy.
And we were like, okay, can you come in Wednesday?
We'll see you Wednesday at 9.
No, because that's so exciting. And that a lot of
It is
times in my
exciting.
life, that's how things go. It's like someone's pooing and you have an exciting opportunity.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh.
it's like nature's cocaine. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, gut punch, exciting. Oh,
Okay. What are you looking forward to doing more of?
Ooh.
Final question.
Oh, this is going to be a snooze fest. So boring. Just being with my Groovy, my grandson.
He is
Oh, no,
so
that's
cute.
precious.
That is great.
Yes, no, and just
He's your bestie.
oh God, I love and he's feral, but in the best way. Yeah, just being really present with my family because I feel like I haven't been in a very long time.
Do you feel like you're getting a second chance with
Yes,
Cruz?
100%.
Yes.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, what kind of grandma are you? I have fantasies about what kind of grandma I'm going to be.
It's the best. You guys can't.
You're so active.
I can't even articulate how fantastic it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're killing the grandma game. You
yeah.
are just like
It's
crushing
so
it.
fun. It's so fun.
You're so active with him. I feel like you really engage him in the hobbies he loves. I feel like you give him probably like
Yes.
your ultimate grandma.
I'm 100% present. And that he's probably the only person I'm 100% present with.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And I need to do better with all relationships.
But that's a good
still-
place to start.
That's a testament to like how grandchildren, I think, can change people.
Yes.
That's
It's bizarre.
beautiful.
It's bizarre.
That's beautiful.
Mhm.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Donna Means, thank you for coming
Thanks for having
on She Did
me.
What?
I want you to come back regularly.
I
This
know.
was so fun.
I feel like we could have had 45 conversations.
I know.
We spent so much time on poop.
The poo.
You need to keep a document of things you want to discuss with us.
I
and
know.
We'll do this again.
Oh, just like my funeral. When I die, all things.
We didn't even talk about
All
that.
things
That
go
was
public.
the number
About it.
one thing.
That was
on
the
our thing. We'll do it,
it
for
is number
Patreon.
one.
Okay.
Literally number one.
All secrets
If
revealed.
you want to hear more of our conversation, if you want to hear a deeper dive, head over to Patreon and become a member. We will see y'all
give you
again.
all the good stuff.
All the good stuff. We will see y'all again very soon. Donna Means, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. We hope you enjoyed our conversation and can't wait to share another episode with you next Thursday.
Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. To keep up with the latest, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Podcast She Did What. We'll be sharing updates, behind the scenes, and announcements you won't want to miss.
And if there's anything you'd like to share with us, whether it be a personal story or feedback on our episodes, you can leave us a voicemail at 762-499-2201 or head over to our website, shedidwhatpodcast.com. Also, feel free to leave us a review down below. We'd love to know what you think.
She Did What is hosted by us, Brandy Chandler and Katie Jacobs, and produced by Studio D Podcast Production.
Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next Thursday. And remember, it isn't always easy, but it sure as hell can be entertaining.